Delwater Gap is the indie pop solo project of Samuel Holden Jaffe, also known as Delwater Gap, an American musician and record producer based in Brooklyn, New York. He rose to prominence following the release of the single Ode to a Conversation Stuck in Your Throat in 2020. He was subsequently released 2 studio albums with Mom plus pop music. And honestly, I thought, for a second, I thought Mom and plus pop music I thought Holden did it with his mom. She helped him made pop music, but that's actually an independent record label. The Mom and Pop is a New York City-based independent record label founded by Michael Goldstone in 2008. Its roster includes Alicia Keys, Sunflower Bean, Beach Bunny, Camp, DAAMP, and as you know, Delwater Gap. So that's interesting. Yeah, Alicia Keys. Jaffe is from Sharon, Connecticut. While at boarding school in Millbrook, New York, Jaffe first recorded as Delwater Gap. The name was inspired by the Delaware Water Gap. Jaffe cities seeing the name handwritten on the back of a box truck in Sharpie at the age of 17. At the time of the project's inscription, Jaffe was playing drums in a noise rock band, which they wouldn't let me sing, as he says. He later attended the Clive Davis Institute of Recorded Music at New York University to study music and sound production. Oh, it's kind of almost like what I'm doing. I'm going to South Island Community College to study music, but in the degree of popular music and associated in arts, fine arts, and visual performance and stuff like that. So band membership changed often as Jaffe entered college. There, he connected with Maggie Rogers, who played in the first incarnation of Delwater Gap. She was in the band for 6 months. After 2 of the people he had started the project with dropping out, Jaffe took on Delwater Gap as a solo project. So Maggie Rogers, I actually heard her before, even before I learned about Delwater Gap. And she released it, I think it was last year, a record. And there was a song that I don't know if it's a single, but it kind of goes like, wah, wah, what you want, wah, what you want, wah, da, 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 wah. I forgot, I don't know where that lies in the song, but I just remember it playing on an ad or something, kind of getting into it. But then for some reason, I just did not actually listen to the whole thing because I got distracted by other things. So, but I'm definitely would like to listen to her as well. In 2013, Delwater Gap released his first EP, Delwater Gap EP. In 2017, he independently released the EP of 1-646-943-2672, named after the number for a burner phone he encouraged fans to call. Interesting. When I was on Spotify, I was like, okay, so he had this album, then there's a number album or a single or whatnot. And I don't think his independently released, the one that I just said, the phone number one, I don't think it's on any record or anything. I think it's just an audio track, which I wish it was on a record, or maybe I have to find that out. Hopefully there is one. And maybe it's just rare to see. But I was literally thinking before, I was what's that? There's a number album or something. It's all I was thinking that I could relate to it is dial 999 for the good time. Who the fuck are you when I'm bumping that? Not the Charlie XCX song. Anyways, in 2018, Jaffe released the single Lay Down My Arms on Terrible Records. In 2019, he released the singles Passion and Theory of Emotion, ahead of his third EP, Don't Get Dark, also on Terrible Records. And then in 2019, he released the EP Live from Fresno, which included 7 tracks he recorded live. Interesting. I did listen to one of them, And I felt like, I wish I knew the song, I'm sorry, but I remember just listening to it for the first time, the live in Fresno. It felt really intimate. It felt like this bright, like shining light that how Holden was singing, and me picturing that in my mind, and like this bright light that's in the sky, and like having all these people that I have imagined just listening to him, and also watching this bright light, which is not too bright for people's eyes to burn, but bright enough to just watch for a long time. And then when that light goes away, you know how like actually like when you look at a light and then, you know, when you close your eyes, you can see like the image of it. That's how I imagine like this particular moment. Like it was just this bright light, and it was gone when the song was over, and it was still like lingering in my eyes, and that's how I pictured it. So, and I thought that was a really cool moment that I had listening to that. I was like, wow, I didn't think I was going to picture that, but I did. In 2020, Delwater Gap released Ode to a Conversation Stuck in Your Throat. Hold on, I need to clear my throat. And this looks like it says Maricopa, but Mariposa, my bad, on Atlantic Records. Interesting, he's been on multiple records. In 2020, Jaffe featured on New Song with Maggie Rogers as part of her album from Notes from the Archives recordings from 2011 and 2016. I heard that song, New Song. It reminded me, like, there's in general, there's some songs, if not all songs, but there's some songs that almost sound like another song, and maybe it could be on purpose or by accident. And so I was like thinking of this other song. I could possibly find it. There was, when I was listening to the new song with Delwater Gap, I was just like, I think it felt very country, but not too country. Like it's very acoustic song. And I think there was long notes or something like, I'm not singing the right notes, but you know, it's fine with me. In 2021, Jaffe released his debut LP, Delwater Gap, on Mom Plus Pop Music, and then he toured internationally to support the album. And then in 2023, Holden released the album I Miss You Already, plus I Haven't Left Yet. The recording process took approximately 18 months, over 40 studio sessions. My goodness, guys. Long story short, I'm talking about me and my situation. So like I go to college, I run a club, and basically it's called the Music Performance Club. And you know, there's multiple people, regardless if you're in music, in the music class or non-musicians, people want to come together to perform. I do have a band. We do covers. So in my Instagram post, I did All We Ever Do Is Talk. That was a really good song that I picked from my band, because I was really getting into it. Like, I don't recall anyone in particular who filmed during that time. It was really a couple months ago. But what I was trying to say is that my band, I'm trying to have them figure out, like, what do you want to do in terms of like what's like. We already know that we're a rock band. But like, what songs, or how could we make this up? How could we make a song together? I have lyrics, and it's just basically we don't have enough time. you know, because we only have enough time to do songs that are already been made. And, you know, because everyone's doing classes and stuff. And, you know, I'm also very heavily busy. So we don't have time for that. But hopefully in the future, maybe summer, I don't know. We would want to do that. We would love to make our own songs. I'd have tons of lyrics. I'm also a songwriter, so I do write a lot of songs whenever I feel like I need to, and then when I go over it, we can like, you know, edit it. This is what I would do with my band, like we would like go over it and stuff like that. We only did one studio session, and it just happens to be in the college that we go at, but we only just recorded something. I was singing it, and it was never ever to be played again. It features collaborations with musicians such as Clairo, my bad, and then Arlo Parks. So the album, his second release on Mom Plus Pop, debuted at number 97 on the top current album sales chart. April 2024, Jaffe was announced the opener for the North American leg of Niall Horan's The Show Live on Tour. And Jaffe was added later to the UK and Ireland legs of the tour as well. This tour included stops at Madison Square Garden in New York City, the Kia Forum in Los Angeles, and the O2 Arena in London. I did went to one of Niall Horan's shows that had Del Water Gap, and that's how I like basically learned about him. So this was like on July 31st. On that day, I was actually working. I was actually going to a conference. After that conference, I went to the Talking Stick Resort. I got in, and my place was in the back. I really wanted to dress up for Niall Horan, but I just did not have the money at the time. So the cheapest ticket was the lawn area, and I was like, okay, well, at least I'm here. When I was hearing Del Water Gap, because he was the opener, cool, you know. But then what really got my attention, I don't know if I can do it here because there's classes going on, and like it's kind of awkward if people are just staring at me like, why are you singing? What caught my attention is that part literally caught my attention, and I was like, what is that sound? What is going on? Like, what's happening? What is this yelling about? What, young man, why are you yelling? Why are you yelling? He did it again, and like, to meeting you at the hotel at 3 a.m. Pulled the belt from the rope, pushing me on the bed. It was good, didn't know what it meant. But will we ever get that feeling again? And I'm so glad he performed that song. The sound travels, and like, where from there to the front of the stage to the back, it's delayed. And the sound is not like, you know, sequencing. So I'm just like, you know, good music, but I wasn't like getting into the beat, you know what I'm saying? So that's not any shade, that's just like, you know, I'm glad that song he shouted for. And also coping on unemployment. So festivals, oh, okay. So these are opening acts that he has been on. So Niall Horan, Maggie Rogers, Arlo Parks, Girl in Red, Jeremy Zucker, and Holly Humberstone. And I think Holly Humberstone and Del Water Gap made a song called Cigarettes and Wine. Let's be clear, cigarettes and wine. Suck the curtains, but keep a word inside. No one don't make a difference. Who cares what we're listening? Let's keep living. How really different? Or something like that. I have to listen to it again. And then she goes like, put you on my phone. Or something like that. I may be mixing it up with Del Water Gap. It's really such a good song. Festivals. that Del Water Gap has been on. So Corona Capital, All Things Go, Shaky Knee Music Festival, Newport Folk Festival, Austin City Limits, Splendor in the Grass, Governor's Ball Music Festival, Lollapalooza. Also, he's also touring this year at Lollapalooza again. And I think that day is on Friday, but those are the ones that he has went on. And then television late night with Seth Meyers. So now we're getting into fashion. Fashion. Oh, this is a really good time to explain who my parents are. My actual parents. My parents are Taylor and Harry. Let me just show you this family tree that I have right here. So long story short about that family tree, obviously those are my parents, and then my brother happens to be Niall Horan because that's how I met Del Water Gap, which is, you know, and like, you know, anything else that's in the family tree could change, but what can never change is my mother and my father. Like I mentioned, I listen to different artists. I am influenced by pop. In general, there's lots of genres, like, you know, and these different artists that have symbolized whatever you've seen in this photo, and like how now, like, how that pertains to me. Like, there is a connection for all of these, regardless if I have really listened to them a lot or haven't listened to them that much. They're still related. Like, we're all, I'm like connected with them. I can literally say to every person on that family tree. And there's also other artists, but just the current artists that I've been around and talked about, I was like, you know, that inspired me, that can inspire me and had inspired me. Del Water Gap will always be Anyways, this article is from Vogue. Del Water Gap has blasted out of lockdown and into a string of back-to-back tours over the past few years. Yet, Jaffe's career began far earlier. He also produced and co-written with music with Maggie Rogers, a friend of his from NYU who is part of the Del Water Gap project in his earliest interaction. Now he's just days away from releasing his sophomore album, I Miss You Already, plus I Haven't Left Yet, out September 29th. He said, "Great art is channeling openness," Jaffe tells Vogue. The creation of this album was about letting go of the ambition that comes with art and surrendering to the unknown. This album is a 12-track indie art album exploring love, connection, commitment, independence, and what it means to share yourself with another person while still learning who you are. It features from Clara, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, Clara, and Octo Parks. It's a type of second record that can both evoke the whimsy of sticking your head out of a moving car, and just a few songs later, deliver the perfect track for crying over a recent heartbreak. Holden asserts that, quote, want it all, end quote, a song about making and absence is perhaps the most vulnerable one he's ever written, and he describes the album at large as presenting a perfect picture of his mind and heart while he was writing it, mostly in green rooms and between gigs. The year and a half long recording process marked a new creative phase for Holden. After about 40 studio sessions with different people to find the right producers for the album, Holden finally aligned with Ford, leaning on Sammy Ritz from his work on Harry Styles' Harry's House. See, when I was looking up this producer, I was like, oh, he actually worked with Harry Styles and other people that I will You will see on the screen. Anyways, having a mystical calm helped Jaffe himself, a mercurious producer, to get out of his own way. He says people's artistic self can take different forms. For me, it's obsession. I would ask myself, is this vocal too loud? I'm going to listen to it on a different headphone to the side, explains Jaffe. Sammy would say, we're not writing, we're just hanging out, drinking coffee and playing with my dog. I trust him enough to open up my heart and write. The album titles refers to Jaffe's artistic language. He has a famously close relationship with his 98-year-old grandmother, Pat, a retired filmmaker with whom he co-hosts with a Zoom film club with friends every Sunday. Ooh, every Sunday's gonna be awesome for Holden. In Pat's Upper East apartment, Jaffe recently came across a love note from his late grandfather, David, a clarinet player. Wow. Ooh. Instrument that Squidward plays. While exploring his former study, the room also included a Rolodex with contacts including Leonard Bernstein and Duke Ellington. One day, I was flipping through some of his books and found a William Carlos Williams collection. I opened the book to his most famous poem, This Is Just to Say, which is the only poem of his that I know, Jaffe recalls. At the top of the poem, it says, Dear Pat, and underneath it says, Love David, I miss you already and I haven't left yet, written by my grandfather. Feeling like he stumbled into an intimate moment from the past, Jaffe asked his grandmother's permission to use that line. She approved, but teased that it seemed like a terrible album name. Ooh. More than being something of a romantic, Jaffe also a true style guy. I told you. I'm not just saying it. It's the article that says it as well. He's a style guy. And by the way, I also wanted to point out that looking at the styles that Del Water Gap has, I was like, hold on. I like this man even more. Not just because he's also good looking and hot, but also he wears the type of style that I wear. Like I would like to know, like, if my trench coat, because I do have a trench coat, he also wears a trench coat during concerts or on tour. And I'm like, I wonder if my trench coat is longer than yours. Let's be clear. Let's see that. I am creating an outfit, and it's gorgeous. It is the most gorgeous outfit I have put together, as well as my tailor has put together. The most gorgeous outfit ever! And I'm just so proud of it. The artistic, like me being so artistic and just showing that. It's just like, no one can make this better. That's why I have to make it. I have to put on these jewels. What am I saying? I want to put jewelry on this outfit. I want to make it the theme of it. And fun fact about me, whenever I'm going to concerts, sometimes the majority of the time, like 9 times out of 10, I would match the theme of what the artist is. And that's what I'm doing with this concert, going to this concert. I have to go full on out. When I was designing this this suit, I was really, most of the time, I was just really emotional. And that's not a bad thing. It's just because I put in so much work into this that I love the man so much. And I love myself because I love clothes. I love clothes. But I just like put this together and I'm like, oh my God. What have you put together, Cosmo? What is this you have put together? And I almost cried, really. I really almost cried because, like, I'm doing this all because I love music. That's the point. Not just because of Holden, because I love music, and music can go through different ways on a canvas, digitally, and on also clothes. I'm so proud of myself. So anyways, going back to, who is a style guy. Fascinated by the art of self-presentation. Del Water Gap has always been out about world building, such as writing songs and putting out music, he says. I've always been interested in aesthetics and art. While he notes that most of his life he dressed like a skater, he's more likely to dress up a bit. Take the black floral St. Lucie suit he wore at last year's Governor's Ball. His love of fashion and film is also manifest in Del Water Gap's cinematic music videos, in which Jaffe often styles himself in vintage Raf Simons, Blessy Markley, and other fashion favorites. And also to mention that I have made a petition that Del Water Gap needs to be the next James Bond. Okay? I can't see anyone else do the next James Bond. And this is not just because I'm a fan of Holden, okay? It is because he got that jawline, he got that jeans. You can see it in his music video. Like, I literally talk about it of all the good reasons why they need to film. And why aren't you filming? You need to start filming right now. Like, do it right now. Like, you're wasting time, you're actually wasting money. So you should do that movie with Del Water Gap, the next 007. And if you want to learn more about that and signing that petition, just go into my bio. He says, we think about someone in the audience whose first concert is tonight, and we play this show for that person. Jaffe says, that is, we responsibly were tasked with every show. As a performer, you are potentially imprinting on someone that will remember this experience for the rest of their lives. That is very true. And he did that. He executed that planningly, accordingly, and it worked. Well, anyways, so that's basically it for this Vogue article. And now, this is another article by Exquisite, and it's called The 5 Fits with Musician and Lover of Elegant Casual Clothes, Del Water Gap. Listen, we're gonna get into some things with fashion, especially fashion with Del Water Gap. So let's just get into it. On the day I met with this week's subject, Del Water Gap, who goes by his middle name Holden, is about to play the first of 2 shows at Madison Square Garden on a North American tour in support of Niall Horan. Like most musicians, Holden started writing songs as a kid. I was really shy and I grew up in a really small town, so there's not much in the way of anything to do but sit in the woods and stare up at the sky, he says. Gravitated towards writing poetry when I was old enough to start having crushes on girls, he says with a smirk. I started writing songs about them and sending them to them on MySpace and hoping that they would get the message. As it's MySpace. People in that time uses a lot of MySpace, so I'm not surprised. Holden also got really unique personal style forward in the dichotomy of his off-stage relaxation and on-stage professionalism. We discuss how he first found a passion. We discuss how he outfits as part of his tour preparation, some of his favorite brands, and plenty more. This is the fit one. Okay, let me just say personally, I would say personally this, but on him that. So for this one, I can personally see this if I was going to a farmer's market or maybe on the countryside, going to a state fair. Yeah, this fit looks good, and I like the shoes. The shoes are really amazing. But for him, fabulous. It's giving that, I'm going to the garden right now. I'll be right back in 5 hours. Vintage shirt, jeans, and boots down. House sound deceased. Not for this one. My grandfather played clarinet, and I really distinct memories of hearing him playing while I was supposed to be napping, listening to him through the walls, always playing Bahams, Backums, Backums. I don't want to say that. When I got a little bit older, my parents started buying me CDs, and they bought me a Walkman. One day I was at Walmart and I ended up getting the first Smash Mouth CD, which became one of my favorite albums. I still know pretty much every word to that record, which is crazy. That stuff doesn't leave. What do you do when you're stuck in a creative rut? Do you have a way of finding inspiration? I like spending time in nature, and I like going to the movies. Spending time alone is always really helpful for me. I'm trying to get a better of doing research, really treating my songwriting in the way I treat my visual world. Finding good references and just trying to see what others people lens look like to try to see if peeking into that will help me at all. Okay, fit 2, y'all. Okay. Yes, with the jeans, and then with that shirt. Yes, vintage pullover jeans and boots. So this for me, I would definitely wear this like street. This is street clothing. Like if I was going to a motorcycle shop and like, oh, I need to fix my motorcycle so that I can ride it. That's what it's giving. What's also giving is like, hey, I'm not a nerd, but I can pull a nerd with. I don't know what I said, but anyways, yeah, it's giving that. But for him, yeah, yeah, totally, yeah. I wouldn't say that if I saw him like rocking across the street, I would definitely notice him. Even if I didn't know him, I'd be like, he's something. He's just so wholesome. Something wholesome about him. Anyways, really good. I really like it. I like the boots. And then he said, yeah, I'm just asking people to send me records, and I've been meeting more collaborators recently who have pushed me not to necessarily find musical references, but to find ingredients. Rather than saying, I want to make that dish, saying, I want to use this ingredient.
Et les gens dans les opas, les chichons l'été, on voit les temps, les disponibles.
This idea that we are all what we eat creatively. If you're consuming something, I'll probably come out in your work in some way. So trying just to consume the right ingredients and hoping that it'll make its way into my work. Do you do anything special to prepare for a tour? I just try to sleep a lot and figure out my clothing. Clothing's a big part of my show, so I like to have an idea of what the clothing is going to feel like before I get started. I've been wearing Thom Browne on this last tour, and I'm going to keep wearing his clothing into the UK shows. It really becomes an armor on stage. The pre-show ritual really starts when I put the clothing on. So taking off my street clothes and putting on my suit, warming up, having a tea, it's all part of the spiritual wearing and of the show. Okay, fit 3, y'all. Okay, so this fit is like one of my favorites because he does have a trench coat on, and me, I love trench coat. So definitely I fuck with the trench coat. And also this is PG-13. Okay? I fuck with the trench coat, okay? And I would love to ask him like, what are the inches of your trench coat? Because like mine, I wear a trench coat and like I feel like it's almost like a dress. Like it almost goes down to my bottom. To my shoes. So I'm like, for his, it's like almost like kind of like where his knees are. So like it goes past my knees. So I just love trench coats like that. But anyways, I would love to know the inches of like his trench coat, or like how long, like, you know, and like I feel like mine will be longer. So anyways, I do like the shoes though. Shoes I fuck with. I love the Leprechaun shoes. Shoes by Gucci. Oh, Interesting. Vintage coat, t-shirt, and shorts. So, you beat me to my question. I was going to ask if your style on and off stage differs, and then why or why not. Off stage, I really like to wear comfortable clothing with some sort of an accent piece. I'll wear what I'm wearing right now, a thermal, some jeans, and then some nice boots, or really unstated casual clothing with some jewelry or something that just feels comfortable, but also feels expressive. Almost said expensive, but we already know that is expensive. I really love lived-in comfortable clothing. I love vintage basics, finding the best version of the simplest thing. I like a very simple, beautiful white t-shirt. I really like boxy fits. On stage, I tend to go a little bit more formal. I've been really lucky to work with some designers, so I've worn a lot of Thornborough and St. Lucie on stage, like the feeling of walking on stage a little bit more done up, and I like the feeling of sweating beautiful, elegant clothing. Me too. Athletic in a way. I move around a lot. I sweat a lot. There's real transformation from the beginning to the end of the show, clothing-wise. I walk on stage in a beautifully pressed suit, and then by the end, I sweat through the entire thing. I've taken the jacket off, I pulled the tie off, and it's just really different, a very different outfit by the end. Like the end of the workday, I feel like Don Dapper after 7 martinis. It's a cool feeling to just see the elegance shift into something a bit more floral over the course of the show. Okay, fit for. Okay, this fit is running. The running is giving running. Like he is running to the supermarket to get that honey and put glitter in it and call it glitter and honey, and so that he can taste it. And then when he does taste it, he will turn into honey. Anyways, so I do like the fit. I do go out. I don't run that much, but I run with my pet, my dog Kylo. But I can see the fit. Yeah, I like the Adidas. I was almost said Adidas shorts. I'm not a fan, like for me, I'm not a fan of white shoes or anything that's like just full on white, not too much white. But like for the shoes, for him, like it looks nice. But for me, I would prefer black shoes. But yeah, pullover by Espirit, shorts by Adidas, shoes by Salomon, hat by Bass Pro Shops. Oh my gosh, yes. Honestly, that I would rather have that version of the Bass Pro Shop than the regular one, because the regular one is just like straight boy behavior. This one is pro boy behavior. Like he's a pro at being a boy. That. So yeah, I mean, definitely good. So anyways, I love the fit. Do you have any advice for someone in the creative field experiencing adversity from outside sources like bosses, managers, and labels? Well, it's tough. I'm still figuring this out. Trusting your instincts is always number one. I struggle with it every day, but the more successful you get, the more people are involved. And the more voices are in the room. It's important to come back to what made you feel successful in the first place. A lot of the music in the art and music industry are incredibly well-intentioned, but don't always have the best perspective on culture, nor do artists for that matter. He's clocking it. Y'all, ladies and gentlemen, and in between, he's clocking it. He's clocking the T top down. One of the most important assets we have as creators is our taste. It's our job to show people what to like. Knowing what your taste is and doubling down on that is really important. This notion that if you think something is great or meaningful, other people will as well, which is hard. It takes a lot of faith. It's an act of faith. What are some of your current favorite brands and why? I got some great clogs from this brand, Garden Hire. they're really beautiful. I just like elegant comfort wear, and I think that they make some stuff really cool. On that note, I come back to the brand Only, which is a New York-based sweatwear brand. Buying their clothing and wearing it makes me feel reattached to New York after being away for a while. They have the best socks. They have this great run of MTA socks and Central Park socks. I really have been loving Walls Boomer Bonner. She's British, and I discovered her clothing a couple of years ago. It's really special, elegant, understated clothing. Thorn Borough, again, simple, beautiful, well-made clothing. I have some peaches. I can imagine wearing them for decades and still retaining their shape and their form. Okay, guys, fit number 5. Fit number 5. Guys, I don't know if I can make it because this man is so damn fine. Okay, the fit is giving 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Give him his 10s. Give him his 10s, y'all. This man, oh my gosh. Watch out. Watch out. He's coming for us. Okay, this fit is the best fit I ever seen from him. I love it. I think it's a wonderful fit, honestly. I would definitely wear that fit. However, I'm also, like I said, particular. I would say, like, I would love this fit if the blazer was double-breasted, because I only love double-breasted blazers. Anything that's just a 2-button blazer, sure. I mean, like the fabric, the texture, but I prefer double blazer, a double-breasted blazer, because it just feels like more suited and more like sturdy, like I'm wearing like armor. But that's just me. But I would definitely wear that, and he looks incredibly amazing. Like, I love it. 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 Anyways. Shirt tie, and pocket square by Thorn Brown. Shoes by Gucci. Okay. How do you get set up with Thorn Brown? Through Chris Black. I've been friends with Chris for a while, and I had been on his podcast. He ended up introducing me to someone there, and very slowly we built a relationship, and I started wearing their clothes. If you had to wear one outfit for the rest of your life, what would it consist of? Probably a zip off cargo pants so that I could be a modular. On my feet, I'll wear a Salmon XT6 in white because I think they're elegant, but you can also sweat in them on a hike. Then a very beautiful white t-shirt. What's next for Del Water Gap? This is the big question, y'all. Well, I have a song that just came out. It's called Purple Teeth, Little Bree, Furry, to finally speak your mind. And it's a song about drinking a bunch of wine and being brave for the first time in a while. It's a song about someone being really honest in a way that's very shocking. And it's part of the deluxe release of my latest album, I Miss You Already, plus I Haven't Left Yet. I'm really excited just because I love my last album a lot, and the idea of being able to extend the cycle a bit is really inspiring to me. Having a reason to revisit the work and talk about it again. I'm putting out 3 songs as part of that deluxe, and then I'm off to the UK with Niall again. That is it for our fashion article. And now, let's add one more fashion detail to this. Del Water Gap takes on Paris with YSL. You see, y'all, he loves YSL so much. Like, you can see him almost in every picture. There's possibly something YSL, like YSL pants, YSL tie, YSL eyebrows, YSL not in my DMs. I would love it. And I also mentioned to myself, like, if I had dinner with someone, who would I go with? and it would be, of course, Del Water Gap. Sorry to my father, which is Harry Styles, but Holden, I need to have a chat. I need to have some dinner and a glass of apple juice with him. That would be my dream. So yeah, this is really nice. Nice. I really like the outfit that he's wearing. I really like that most of his outfits are black. And I also do wear a lot of outfits as well that are black. So I don't know, we're matching energy. I do like the shiny shoes. Like I saw a couple of times on his Instagram post that pictures of him on stage wearing boots or I don't know if it's Chelsea or Chelsea boots. One of the correct words. Okay, those boots I love because I'm actually wearing possibly one right now. Yeah. I don't really like regular shoes. Yeah, I'm very particular. Anyways, that's really nice. Honestly, I also wanted to talk about like what his band has, like instruments. Obviously there's drums, there's guitars, there's microphones, but like me learning about all this stuff came from the class that I'm in. And I have had experience before, like in high school, like knowing what type of microphones that we use during our marching bands. But for here, like I'm learning so much about everything. Like I'm in music theory, I'm in aural perception, I'm in studio recording, I'm in computer literacy. But that's of talking about music and like how to do certain stuff or what. For whatever particular reason, if it does affect for music. But yeah, honestly, yeah. And I just really glad to know, like, it's really interesting to see him play the guitar. Like him playing the guitar is like this can be right now, need someone to call me. I'll close my eyes till you arrive and leave you wanna know me. Don't you know me better than I know myself? Don't you know me better than I know myself? And another one. It's like not fucked up. Girl, you're fucked up. And I'm fucked up too! Anyways, sorry. But like it's like that part of the guitar that I don't know if he's playing in that part, but like his other I wanted to mention his best friend, I think, is called Nick. And he's also a guitarist, and he really does really well at the guitar. And how he this is PG-13. How he handles that is like yeah, obviously there's like every musician with their instrument is different. Like you think like, so-and-so artist like with their guitar, or so-and-so another artist with their drummer or whatnot. It's different. It's like different. Because it is simply. So like me watching Nick, like it's just like, damn, I want to be a guitarist now too. Like I'm already a vocalist. I'm still continuing learning how to be a pianist. And now I need to be a guitarist. And ever since before, like I said, I've been a musician. So I also wanted to do guitar, but then realizing that that's a little bit hard. So piano. But yeah, just him handling that guitar. I mean, like, and also Del Water Gap, and like, damn, singing and also doing that. Damn, I would do that too for a change. But I would do it on piano. Yeah, I mean, it's just how he handled it. I keep talking about it, but like, it's just, it's just his thing. And I'm really glad that I really enjoy, the part that I was talking about. So like, and not fucked up. And NFL. Wait, why did I say NFL? I mean NFU. I'm not fucked up. That's not the chords. But anyways, so like the part is like, but what we have the best, or is it all in my head? That's the funny thing about memories. You can never trust them, and I'm afraid that I'll die without you, die without all if you were the one. There's no way that you're not sorry. And then it's like, let me do that again. And it's like, I'm sorry. Yeah, you said it's okay, but it's not. Yeah. Oh my god. Definitely, I really want to thank you all for watching this video. I truly am inspired by him, and you know, much is more to come. Part 2 is coming soon. It's going to be an album review, and obviously I will be talking about more of what I think of Holden and his music. So stay tuned. Thank you so much. If you're new, definitely subscribe, like, and also share. If you're a guppy, definitely share this so that more guppies or more future guppies know about Delwater Gap more if they haven't. And you know, thank you so much for watching this video. It is Cosmo Star, and we'll see you in part 2.